Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business or your life to the next level. Today, I am very pleased to have Sally Gimon. Is that correct? How to say it? Gimon. And sure. Sally has a great background, and I'm going to share that with you. Was motivated to become a real estate investor when her mom became sick in October of 2018. Sally was 53 and needed to make a change in her life quickly. She has been an insurance agent for 20 years and has used her experience to make positive changes. Now she shares her information weekly in her real estate group and Win Win Women TV. In July of 2020, she bought a bank-owned property for $20,000 that would go to auction for $50,000. Then COVID restrictions lifted. She knew her capital gains would be $7,140 and researched how the rich paid so little in taxes. This led her to find the business and beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Currently, capital gains are 23.8% of any profit. There's a past legislation to raise this to 40% for some tax levels. The IRS is hiring 87,000 new agents. The Income and Royalties year after year, the Spendthrift Trust defers capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and royalties year after year, legally deferred. The trust keeps people judgment proof and their information private. So I thought it would be interesting for us all to learn from Sally how she became debt-free in 3 years. Please join me in welcoming my guest, Sally Gimon. Sally, can't wait to get into this.
Thank you, Vicki. I'm so excited that you're having me on your show.
So we always do a real easy question for you. Just tell everybody, where do you call home? Where do you live?
I moved to North Carolina about a little more than a year ago because of a real estate investing thing that I do. I had lived in Arizona for 18 years and too many people are moving there and there's just not enough water.
Yeah, that's right. The Mead Lake, I think it is. So North Carolina, not too far from me. Just a hop, skip, and a jump drive.
I literally go over the border to South Carolina to the food shop and get my gas because it's cheaper there.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. I have a niece that lives in Charlotte and have it on my list to go visit her. But definitely nice country, definitely in North Carolina. So talk to us. You gave us a little bit of your story in your bio, but kind of give us a little bit more of the backstory of that time where all of a sudden your mom is ill and you've got to make some changes. What was that like? And
it's really true. My parents had left Goodyear, Arizona to drive to Charlotte area for my oldest nephew's wedding. My mom got dehydrated and she got septic to the blood and was on a ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. My parents had planned to be away for just 2 weeks. Instead, it was like almost 9 months until she got better. They brought her back to the Phoenix area. I was living in Phoenix. I was working full time as a Medicare broker and going out to their house 3 times a week to do their mail. December of 2018, a letter that was 27 pages thick was my mom's Medicare statement for the first month in the hospital. When I opened it up and unfolded the letter, it was $172,000. I was in shock. I mean, my dad was a retired military officer. They had TRICARE for life, so she was getting the best care. But I'm standing there. I have mortgage. I have credit card payments. I have student loans. I have 2 car payments. I don't know if you know Phoenix, but I was going to work at 7:30 in the morning, second car on a green light, go through an Indian school. A guy who was drunk and high with no insurance ran the red light, T-boned me, and a 3-week-old car. I had to get another car and 2 car payments. I'm like, what the heck? Tell your audience, get gap insurance, because if I had gap insurance, I wouldn't have had to do that.
Wow. Wow.
So
So then how do you deal with $120,000 in
correct.
medical?
Right there in my parents' kitchen, in August, a friend of mine had invited me to a real estate investing meeting that was meeting local in Phoenix. And I said, I'm a Medicare broker, open enrollment, October 7th through December 5th. It's going to be my busy time. This is early December. I call him on my cell phone. He goes, next Saturday, we're having a potluck. Come to the potluck, bring a $5 gift and some food and meet some people. Fantastic group of people, started real estate investing, doing really well. My mentor in the real estate group, Jay Tannenbaum, his specialty was notes and bank-owned properties, like you read in my report. I didn't realize, silly me, I was working full-time as a Medicare broker, and I was making good money wholesaling bank-owned properties. And when I did my 2019 taxes, I had to get on a payment plan with the IRS because even though I did my LLC, it's still part of my income. And I took down the deal of the week in July. And because of COVID, I had 13 months to figure things out. And my national real estate group, a gentleman named Garrett Gunderson, had written a book called What the Rockefellers Do. And I went back to that book and started researching it. And I found the private law firm in Texas that has the patent on the trust. It's 72 years old. It's in the IRS tax code. And my goal is to teach as many other business owners, 1099 income earners, and investors how they too can save federal taxes, because the rich do it. The Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, they all have this trust. Why haven't we heard about it?
Yeah. I mean, I'd never heard of it either. And
correct.
Can appreciate that, getting that huge tax bill. The year that I retired, I got one of those.
It's people get hung up on taxes so much, and it's like a taboo subject, death and taxes. But once they start finding out how much they can save, they're like, oh, I have somebody else for you to talk to. So yes, it's a wonderful thing.
Sure. So you said that, is there any more details that you want to give about to help them understand what this Spendthrift trust is, and how do you get involved with it or access it?
Correct. Just to let you know, it comes from England way back when King Henry VIII got in trouble for chopping off his wives' heads. He started up the Church of England. Hey, kill a few people, start a church. Go figure. So he went to go tax the lords and ladies of England to pay for his church. The lords and ladies went further back into history than the Magna Carta, and it came to, while we were still a colony, it came to the United States. The law firm I work on behalf of has inherited a trust that turned 350 years old earlier this year, 2023.
Wow.
And it's a very specialized trust. The majority of trusts in the United States, 97% of the trusts, are what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on public television. It's called a family trust. It avoids going to probate, and then it dissolves. I'm dealing with that right now with my parents' estate. This trust, the full title is irrevocable, generation to generation, complex, can hold money day to day, month to month, year to year, discretionary. The trustees can make the rules for the beneficiaries. I don't do that. Non-grantor, this makes the trust 100% private. When you start the trust, you're going to have someone sign up for the trust, sign away. You'll need their social security number, and this makes it completely private. Again, it's not a speed bump. Either myself or somebody at the law firm does this free of charge many, many, many times. And then the Spendthrift Trust. The Rockefellers, going back to that book I had, the Rockefellers Trust is 7 generations old and has almost 400 people under the same EIN, or employee identification number. That's your tax ID number. They're saving taxes year after year after year. The Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, they all have this trust. And when our tax code went into effect February of 1913, the Barron families, the rich families of Carnegies, purposely put it up in 643B of the tax code. I'm dyslexic. I'll never be an accountant, but most accountants work in the 300, 400 level. That's where most taxes are done. So they don't know about this. And my goal, one of the reasons I'm on your show, Vicki, is I want to teach as many people as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent. So you did touch on Susie Orman, which was my next question. So how has this trust been audited?
It's the law firm is they've had I just forgot my word. They have the patent on the trust for 72 years. It's called the Benson Financial Trust. Paul Benson was a Harvard law professor. He started the law firm with a partner. The two of them left it to their 2 sons, and now it's a grandson. The only time once when the trust was audited, they went into the law firm in Houston. The IRS taxman came in, looked at it, and he's like, "I'm done." And so it's never been audited. It can't be audited. It is a contract. If U.S. Congress changes the tax code, I won't be able to sell any more trusts, but I already have the trust with my real estate and my businesses. They can't change my contract because it is a contract and it's contract law.
And after 72 years, then what happens?
Correct. They've got the patent. There's other trusts out there. You'll Spendthrift Trust. The main goal is make sure you have someone to talk to. I have talked to at least 7 people who have a trust, and like they paid a lot of money for it, and then the attorney or whoever they worked with won't return their calls. And I can't give them direct advice. I'll just say, hey, this is how our trust works. You've got to figure it out if your trust works that way too, because I don't want to get somebody in trouble.
So is there a cost you said that to help you get to the trust, you don't have a cost, but is there money that you need to put into that trust, or how does that work? I'm not familiar.
Correct. There is a cost for the trust. There's 2 different trusts. The business trust is for 1099 and business owners. It will save year after year, generation after generation, at least 70% on your federal taxes. Once you start taking deductibles and everything else, my clients are getting up to 90 to 95%. My business trust in 2022, I was at 92%. So I only paid 8% federal taxes. And then the beneficial trust is for any and all investors. One trust is $20,000. 2, if you decide to have a second trust, most of my clients are one or the other. But if you decide to have both now or in the future, there is a discount. It would be $37,000 for both trusts at that time. And it's one-time payment, and it goes from generation to generation.
Very good. And so talk to us about the capital gains piece of it.
Correct.
What exactly,
capital gains,
for those that don't know.
Short-term capital gains, this is from the IRS. Capital gains are almost anything you have that you make a profit on. Personal, professional, or investments that you will have to pay. So short-term, a year or less, are between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket. And then if it's a year or more, it's either 15% or 20%. So I purposely work with business brokers, because when you sell a business, you're going to, whatever you paid for the business and whatever you sell for the business, whatever's in between, you're going to be taxed 15 or 20% on that. So when I got on a payment plan with the IRS for my 2019 taxes, I knew my tax rate was at 24%. So that's the figure I use for myself. But people are in different levels, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
So to give an example, one of my clients sold a 42-year-old family restaurant in Kentucky. His son saw a TikTok video, got his dad onto Zoom. Dad never been on Zoom before. $3 million, 15% is $460,000. He'd pay April 15th, 2024. At 20%, he'll pay $600,000 to April 15th, 2024. No one had told him this. We did have to talk to his business broker. His business broker's name's Sam. Sam's like, I've never heard of this before. I do have an affiliate that help people. Sam told the gentleman who bought the restaurant, he was a I can't say the word, restaurateur, it was his 7th restaurant. He told the gentleman about the business trust. So he made $600 on that. And then Sam went back to all his previous people who bought car washes, HVAC companies, and told them, so he's making money that way. And then I'm working with his newer clients, because $460,000, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It's 6 figures.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So, why the circle of wealth? Talk to us about that. You say in 5 simple steps for just $10. What is that?
Correct. A little bit of change there. They just changed this October 1st. It used to be gift giving, which is a tax-free situation. They now have gotten into crypto, but still one time, $10, 3 recruits. With the new crypto, there's 3 levels, and you're going to get your 3 recruits. The first person's $10, second person's $10, third person's $10. So that the $10 you put in, that first person pays you $10 back. The second person and the third person, that's $20, puts you to first stage level 2. When you get done going through at least once, go through it, you will have $20,080. Unfortunately, it's going to be crypto, so there's capital gains on that in crypto that then you can use, pay off your mortgage, pay off your car, pay off student loans. They just started again October 1st, things like that. That's the second step of the circle of wealth. Third step, I have 3 small businesses that I do: Sally Silver, the transit card, and then paying down your mortgage quickly. You can decide if you want to be a consumer or be an affiliate. Stage 4, if you would like to do it, is a part of my real estate team. The 11 essential classes to learn about that. And then stage 5 would be the trust to help you save, either the business trust or the beneficial trust to save money.
Very cool. And so who do you typically have that go into that circle of wealth? What type of folks?
I just got nonprofit status just as they changed the crypto board, which is kind of interesting. My timing, I don't know if it was good or bad, but I am talking to churches. You said your daughter lives in Charlotte. To get to Lancaster, South Carolina, is about 30 miles away. Every 2 miles, there's a Baptist church. I'm not making fun of Baptist churches, but they're very small. So I'm teaching this in the church. The pastor is teaching it to his audience who are coming. An extra $20,000 in a year. They say the average bankruptcy in the United States is less than $800. Someone gets behind maybe on a car payment or a medical payment, and they have to file bankruptcy because of $800. So an extra $20,000, it is a pyramid. I'll be honest, it's a pyramid scheme. Everyone's doing the same thing, but most of the people at the churches just want to do the one-time $10 gift and aren't interested in doing online business or anything else, or going into real estate investing. But just they're bringing family members in, helping them make $20,000. It's just an amazing thing to see, because I read this back in November of 2021. Bankrate said that 80% of Americans, so it could be your sister, it could be your father, it could be your best friend, 80% of Americans have more than $90,000 in debt and are not putting 10% into a retirement account. I mean, those are horrible numbers. Before I stopped working, I was a Medicare broker. And when people turn 65, most of them are only making $1,200 on their Social Security, and it has to pay for everything. It's America's drowning in debt, unfortunately.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. All right, so it is time now for us to check out a rapid fire question.
Okay.
So, why do you want to help people?
I found this research out on my own. I have helped more than 20 people in my real estate group save money. And going back to that restaurant situation, his wife knew about the trust. She was aware of what was going on. She didn't know how much money they were going to save. When she called me when they closed in March, she happy tears, crying happy tears. Have you ever heard of a show called My Lottery Dream Home?
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know it until she told me. She wants to contact David, and they're moving to Florida. Their daughter, who has their three grandchildren, they want to buy a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo between $460,000 to $600,000 and call it the Capital Gains house. I mean, to have someone call you so happy and so joyful, they're crying. I can't tell you what a vibration that gives me. This is just the beginning of October. I just helped a gentleman who was selling an HVAC company save money, and he's retiring early because he's got bursitis of the knees. And he's just like, this money is going to help me and his wife. What if one of them has a stroke? What if one of them has a heart attack or cancer? This money is going to be in their accounts so they can decide what they would like to do. I helped the real estate investor who is a wholesaler. He set up a charity with the money he's saving because his parents came to the United States as immigrants with nothing but the clothes on their backs. My clients are doing some beautiful things with the money they're saving.
Awesome. All right, so it's time for me to share my screen. If you want to be able to get in contact with Sally, those of you that are just listening, I will give the website for you. So her website is thetrustisyou.com. Again, https:// thetrustisyou.com. On Facebook, she's at Sally Gimon, Gimon, LinkedIn, Sally Gimon, and Instagram, Sally Gimon. And Sally, you can talk about the call to action.
My call to action is set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. When you go out to The Trust Is You, you're going to get an 18-minute video emailed to you to watch on your own time. And then when you go to scheduling, set up the tax breakthrough session. I am going to ask you how much you paid in 2022 and how you file your taxes. There's 4 different ways to file your taxes. I will show you the formula of here's your tax rate, and here at 70%, this is what you could save, and then what would be higher than that. I mean, if you decide to go forward, there's an entire team at the law firm that works with you. If you just come for the appointment, you'll get a PDF copy of What the Billionaires Do, that book that used to be what was called What the Rockefellers Do. You'll get 2 pages of case law, so you can prove to your financial advisor or anybody who says this is not true, you can prove to them that you have a case law for this. And again, if I can help you save money year after year, generation after generation, fantastic. I'm helping so many people.
Yeah. So Sally, it's been wonderful talking to you and enlightening. Absolutely have never heard of this. And so I hope that my listeners will take advantage of reaching out to you and maybe seeing if you can save them 70,000 or 70% as well. As always, I remind everyone that life is a journey and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.